Good Monday afternoon to meteorologist Melissa Noor with the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. We're gearing up for what's going to be a very active start to the Thanksgiving week. Rain, thunderstorms here, and this storm system is going to advance up into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. And for some cases, up in interior New England, it's going to be kind of that winter slop where there's some ice, there's some snow. And so there's a whole lot of mess coming across the country as we look towards this very busy travel week. So I wanted to take the opportunity to talk to you all about what we're expecting locally impact-wise here, and also show you a big picture of the timing of this moving into the Northeast, because it's also going to play an impact travel-wise regardless of whether you're going to the Northeast or traveling out of Atlanta somewhere else. I think there's going to be some trickle-down effect of impact. So big picture today, there are storms erupting west of our area. There's already a tornado watch in effect, some more significant tornadoes possible through portions of Louisiana and Mississippi today. You see there on the forecast track in advance of the front, all the storms moving through Mississippi, Louisiana, into Alabama overnight. Tomorrow, that storm system is expanding in size. You notice we've got rain and thunderstorms here in the south, and that rain pressing up into the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic. You see the pink on the map. That's a little bit of freezing rain that'll be along the Blue Ridge and up through the Appalachians there. And then as we get into Tuesday afternoon and evening, rain stretching from D.C. to New York, Boston even, and then just inside off the coast of Boston, we'll start to see some of that mixing with some snow, and then portions of Maine getting in on some snow, which is not a whole lot of snowfall in general, but it is, for some people, that first snow of the season. So big picture, big storm system. No, it's not a blockbuster nor'easter dropping 3 feet of snow, but it's certainly going to be enough to cause some impact. So locally, what are we expecting? Well, here's the three main impacts for us. Heavy rainfall, okay? It'll be our wettest single calendar day in more than 3 months. And wetter in a single day than we've seen in the previous 5 weeks combined. Yeah, it's going to be really wet out there. We could see the ingredients coming together for an isolated stronger storm. And then even outside of that storm risk, it is going to be turning windy later on tonight and into tomorrow. So how much rain in total? This is the next 48 hours. Look at this. I've broken down 4 different models here. The American model on the left, the European model next to it, then the North American model, and then finally on the right side, that's our in-house model called the graph model. And you notice there, they're all showing now at or above an inch for Atlanta specifically. So we expect over the metro on average to pick up about an inch of rain, but I'll show you here on this particular map. See how there's more of that purple color showing up throughout far north Georgia? We think there will be some higher rainfall totals, and that might actually overlap with where the drought is at its worst. So rainfall totals around an inch here in the metro, but locally 1.5 to 2 inches possible across far north Georgia. So it's all coming down in about a 24-hour period. So we talked about heavy rain. Let's talk about thunderstorm chances. This is our outlook from the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. You notice that yellow color on the bottom left of the screen. That is a level 2 risk of severe weather. And that one's going to be for areas in Alabama and just south and west of Columbus. But here across North Georgia, we also have a level 1 threat of severe weather. And that level 1 threat of severe weather will be for much of the metro area. And that's going to be for the potential for some gusty winds. That'll be our biggest severe weather player. So here's the storm threats as a whole. Heavy rain. Yeah, that's on the high end of the scale. Damaging winds, low chance of some damaging wind gusts. There's a lot of wind energy happening. So if these thunderstorms can kind of tap into that low level wind energy, can bring some of those stronger winds down to the surface. That's why we think there could be some damaging winds. And then with a lot of wind energy, there is the potential for a little low level spin. So we're not completely ruling out there could be some kind of brief weak spin up tomorrow, but we think that the winds will be, I think, the bigger factor as a whole, along with that heavy rainfall. We don't think hail's really in the cards for us with the ingredients that we have set up for tomorrow. So hour by hour forecast track. This is all coming in during Tuesday. So outside right now, we have cloudy skies, it's breezy, we're in the 60s, and there are some nuisance light showers. And you know, there could really be a nuisance light shower just about anywhere the rest of today, through the afternoon, the evening, even into early tonight. But the widespread activity, the thunderstorm activity, the heavy rain activity, that's all staying west of our area through midnight tonight. So midnight, still some spotty showers possible, but most of us are dry. It's turning windier the later in the night that we go. will head in through the overnight. You notice there by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we do have the widespread rain on top of us. Now, first thing tomorrow morning for that commute, there could be some isolated rumbles of thunder, but you saw that severe weather outlook, that level 1 risk. We really feel like the ingredients for a stronger storm would hold off until we get into the early afternoon. And here's what that would look like. We go to 10, 12, 1 o'clock. You see, instead of just a widespread blob of heavy rain, it's almost like we have more of a line, a broken line of some storms. So that'll be coming through tomorrow afternoon. Heavy rainfall. It's windy outside of that, and there could be an isolated strong or severe thunderstorm as well. So it'll be a kind of smorgasbord of weather we're dealing with tomorrow, from the rain to the wind to that chance of a stronger storm. We're dealing with it throughout the morning and afternoon. Now let's push that forecast track past your evening commute. And you notice there during the commute, we might be tracking those storms east of I-85, but we're already drying out north and west of Atlanta. By 6:30, a couple of storms still from Athens to Thomaston, but then by 10 o'clock at night, this stuff's out of here. We bring in a drop in the temperatures, drop in humidity, and big drop in the rain chances for Wednesday and into Thanksgiving Day. So rain coverage, most widespread. That's what this map is showing you, this graph is showing you. How widespread is everything going to be? Well, things are going to be pretty widespread during that morning commute tomorrow, okay? Fairly widespread. But as we get later through the day, we do expect that we're not going to see the whole North Georgia area covered, but still a lot of showers and thunderstorms around during the afternoon, and then we'll see everything really tapering off pretty quickly after sunset and beyond. So we talked about the severe weather potential, we talked about the rain potential. Now let's talk about the winds. This is going to start in advance of our thunderstorm chance. This is a wind advisory, which goes into effect 7 o'clock this evening. Continuing through tomorrow at 1 o'clock, you notice we've got in that tan color on the map, it's a wind advisory, Paulding, Cherokee, out towards Bartow counties, Carroll County, and points north and west of that. These areas could see wind gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour. And even outside the advisory, it's going to turn windy overnight. You're going to hear those kind of branches and the leaves that are falling kind of rustling on the top of the rooftops. So here's the wind gust forecast track. This afternoon, breezy, wind gusts 25 miles per hour. Really cranks up after sunset as those areas of rain and thunderstorms get closer to us. So you notice here at 7:30 tonight, some gusts 35 miles per hour possible across far North Georgia. Wind gusts overnight while you're sleeping could get over 40 miles per hour within that advisory criteria area. Then as we head into tomorrow morning, it is wet, windy, and stormy out. Okay, it's going to be a mess on the roads first thing tomorrow morning. We still see some of those strong winds as the storms pass through, and then as they start to clear out, we will see our winds calming down a bit for the finish of Tuesday. So there is a lot of weather coming in tomorrow. What do you need to do now to prepare for it? Well, number one, there is a whole lot of leaf drop happening outside. The leaves are just kind of spitting off the trees at this point. All that leaf action is on the ground. Water's going to come down in buckets tomorrow. That's going to push all the leaves with gravity downward. So clear the storm drains out. Okay, if you have piles of leaves that are in front of the storm drain near your house, just kind of move them out of the way. Okay, so that water has a proper place to go. I think that's number one, the easiest way you can prepare today. Of course, if you have outdoor lawn furniture, anything like yard waste bags that you don't want to get wet and smushy as the rain's coming down, move it into a covered area. Tomorrow, if you have the possibility to telecommute, if you're still working on this holiday week, I would do so. I would just work from home tomorrow, avoid the wet commute in the morning, avoid the chance of storms in the afternoon. If you can't telecommute, just know that you give yourself a couple of extra minutes to get where you need to go. Give yourself extra distance in between you and the person in front of you. And make sure you're very cautious with the braking and how quickly you press that gas pedal down, because it's going to be very easy to hydroplane tomorrow with how much rain we're expecting. It's a big travel week. If you're flying, check on your flight. Now, I was looking this morning, there weren't any airlines that issued big picture travel advisories, but we do believe that there could be some travel issues tomorrow. So let me show you where we're expecting some of those travel issues, and I'll kind of pinpoint as we go through the next 48 hours where those airport delays could end up being. Again, so check on your flight. We don't expect widespread cancellations, but this is going to be one of those nuisance systems where, let's say that there gets a couple of flight delays coming into Atlanta because we have rain here in the morning. Well, that's going to delay flights getting out of Atlanta then, because the planes aren't even here yet, and it all trickles down after then. So here's our travel delay forecast map, and you notice here tomorrow morning we're going to have those delays that will stretch into the Atlanta area. The possibility of delays, this is not saying your flight is definitely going to be delayed, but on the map here where you see the yellow colors, that means minor travel delays possible as a whole at those airports. And then where we see the red color, that's where we expect more significant disruptions of airplanes getting out and airplanes coming in. So as we go through tomorrow afternoon, some of those biggest travel delays will stretch where the ice is going to be at first. So that might be, say, Charleston, West Virginia, out towards maybe if you're traveling in and out of Pittsburgh area, just east of there is going to be some icing. So travel delays possible up the 95 corridor during the day tomorrow, and then by Wednesday morning the system is pulling out of here. So if you're not traveling until we get into Wednesday afternoon time frame, much better picture than what we're expecting for tomorrow. So for today, cloudy skies. We've got some spotty showers there, here and there, but not everybody is going to see the rain. We have the shower, the thunderstorm activity coming in here tomorrow morning. Let me show you just one more time that forecast track timing as we get into tomorrow morning. Heavy rain on top of North Georgia. Then for the afternoon, few additional thunderstorms develop. Any of those could put down heavy rainfall, gusty winds. We can't even rule out an isolated strong or severe thunderstorm. Things clear out for Thanksgiving Day. Let me show you your Thanksgiving Day forecast for Atlanta. Cold start. We'll be in the 40s in the morning. By the afternoon, chilly with a mix of clouds and sunshine. I'm expecting highs to be in the 50s. There are a few showers that are possible on Friday as well, but doesn't look quite as widespread as what we're expecting for tomorrow, and then a dry weekend ahead. We have new model data coming in right now as we speak. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb and myself going to dive into that this afternoon, get the latest information on what to expect with tomorrow's heavy rain, storm chances, and we'll be talking about that today on 11 Alive News. We kick it off at 4 o'clock tonight, and then I'll pass the baton on to Chris, and Chris will be talking more about that storm risk overnight into tomorrow coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock on 11 Alive.